Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's kind of fun because I got a new bookcase and I need to put it together. This was gifted to me from my mother-in-law, so I'm extremely grateful because I am running out of room on the current bookcase that I have and I just need more room. I don't know what vision I have for myself of like my reading nook, but I'll kind of show you what I'm working with. I don't have a ton of room. Now, someday when my son doesn't need a playroom anymore, I'm going to take over his playing room and that will be my reading room, and I am dreaming of that day because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be magnificent. But for right now, we're going to work with what I have, which is in a corner in my bedroom. So let me show you what we're looking at here. All right, this is currently how it's set up. So I have my chair in the middle. Obviously, my current book stand is over there, and there's my new one I need to put the shelves in. It doesn't leave me a ton of room next to my bed, but I'm kind of like whatever about it because I like how this looks. And then if I record myself in this chair, you can see all my books. Not quite sure how practical it is, but we're going to test it out. I'm going to put books in there. I'm going to try to kind of decorate it up and then see how I like it. And if we need to move it, we'll move it. But I'd like to have my books like nice and close to each other. That'd be ideal for me. Not exactly sure how I want to do it either because I thought about doing one of them like books I've read, other one TBR. But I think I'm just going to go with straight vibes and like see how it looks and just go from there. Because I want it to look obviously nice and aesthetically pleasing and pretty. And then my husband said he's going to build me a shelf to go across the top, which would be nice just to like give me more space. And I think it would look really cute and really pretty. So shout out to him for offering to do that. He's a wonderful handyman. So he's going to do that for me. But right now, let's kind of just play with books, see how they look, and we'll just kind of this is what I got so far. I'll bring you guys closer to see. But right now, I'm kind of loving how it looks. I want to get way more like decorative pieces for it, like cute candles, cute holders, like little things. But for right now, this is going to be what it is. So let me kind of show you what it looks like closer up. So over here, we have a beautiful wedding photo of Cole and I that I absolutely adore. And then this first row is kind of like some fantasy books. I was just going to make it Sarah J. Maas books, but then I decided to put those two over there too. I have not read these books yet, but highly anticipated. I am excited to. Down here, I have like more romance books. I love Magnolia Park, so I definitely wanted to show off those sides. And then I've read these two, but I have yet to read A Happy Place or The 7-Year Slip, but I thought those looked cute together. And then down here, I definitely will need to add more, but I have the Divine Rivals duology and then Powerless. I absolutely love Powerless. On this side, I have the Chestnut Spring series. I don't have all the books yet, but hopefully I will. And then same with the Boys of Toman. I will fill up the shelves with that series too. And then down here, I just have a bunch of random ones. I have not read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Chain, The Naturals, or Part of Your World, but I have read First Lie Wins and The Great Undoing, or The Great Alone. Sorry, we're not talking Daisy Hades right now. Definitely have some room left on this shelf, which is good because it's just going to keep growing. The collection will just keep growing. This is probably the perfect time as well to catch up on my reads so far this month. So if you remember, I'm reading like all series books this month for series that I already started, and we're just kind of continuing the train because it's so easy to obviously go off the series that you're reading. So let's kind of take a look at the books that I have read this month, where I'm at in all the series that I've been reading. Alright, so if you guys have seen my other videos too, you know I've been really busy in April. We went to Arizona to go to the Final Four and see family. I spent a Saturday with my friends. So it's taken me a lot longer to read books this month than usually. To give you a frame like of reference, today is April 21st that I'm reading this, and we're only going to talk about 3 books. I've only finished 3 books this month, which is crazy. Usually I read about 7 to 9 books a month. So this month I'm definitely going to fall short, but that's okay. Let's just hop right into it. I started the month of April reading Daisy Hates the Great Undoing because when I got that in the mail, I had to start reading it immediately. No questions asked. Guys, I ate this book up. I ate it up, I devoured it, and I absolutely loved it. And there are so many things I loved about this book. For one thing, I already loved Daisy Hates' story because they had way more of a plot line, in my opinion, than Magnolia and BJ did after their first book. I was hooked after Daisy's first book, and I loved this one so much more. You see so much character development in this book. We are so used to these people being toxic, making bad choices, and granted, they still do. Like, they're not perfect, right? But we see so much growth out of Christian. I absolutely love Daisy, and oh my god, you guys, I fell in love with Julian Hates in this book. I've never rooted for Magnolia to end up with anyone else. But after reading this, I can't. I ate it up. I ate it up, and I have a newfound love and respect for Julian Hates. I would kill to get a book about him. Now, there should be another Daisy Hates book coming out to kind of round out and finish the series. I can't wait to see where his character goes because, like I said, I'm low-key obsessed with him. But I just loved this book. It ends on a cliffhanger, as Jessa Hastings loves to do to us, and it was a perfect book for this series. I've yet to have anything bad to say, and I absolutely devoured this book. I just went right into Magnolia Park's Into the Dark immediately. Sometimes I usually read like books in between, but I didn't even give myself that opportunity. I just went right for it. This book took me a long time to get through. One, because I was busy. Two, I was really trying to take in every moment of this book because this is the last story told from BJ and Magnolia's point of view. So I really wanted to embrace it, take it for what it was, and just feel everything that I could while reading it. This baby is thick. We're like right at, I think it's just over 700 pages. So there's a lot to digest here. There's a lot to get through. I will be honest, this was not my favorite book in the series. I think I just anticipated so much. And it's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful way to bring their story together. But it did drag on a little bit for me. I hate to say that. I hate to say that. But it is, like I said, it is a long book. But you really feel for Magnolia. You learn so much more about her in this book. There are so many things that this girl is going through in this book that I personally went through. So a lot of parts really resonated, really hit, had me feeling so many different emotions. Like I said, I still really enjoyed this book, but it just wasn't my favorite in the whole kind of universe. But it's a beautiful story. If first you read Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, that one leaves you in a terrible place. So this one just kind of brings it all back together. And yeah, I mean, if you're a Magnolia girly, you will thoroughly enjoy this book. I just finished Throne of Glass earlier this week, and you guys, I'm in for it. I'm in for it because I am sold on this book now. Like, I love this right now, and I have so many more books to go. If you remember, I did read Assassin's Blade first, so technically this is my second read in the Throne of Glass series, and I wasn't hooked after Assassin's Blade. I'm hooked now. I'm in it. I am rooting for Selena Sardonian. I cannot wait to see where she goes. I'm heavily invested. I feel like there's a little bit of a love triangle. Maybe it's not a love triangle. I don't even know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel. And I think what's most exciting for me is I have no idea where this is going. Like, I'm not anticipating a thing. I have no clue. It's really up in the air for me. So that's what makes reading this so fun. I put this as well in my top 5 reads of the year. And like I said, it might feel like a rash decision considering I literally just finished it. I'm coming off the high of it, but I ate this up, and I will be continuing this. I need to get the next book in the series like immediately so that I'm ready to go, because maybe that's where I'm going to go after I finish what I'm currently reading. Is Keeping 13. I am like 330 pages into this book, so I'm about halfway done. Really enjoying it. I was very excited to continue Shannon and Johnny's story. I go very back and forth with this series, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. At some points I'm like, I'm not really like loving this. I'm not super interested. But then in other moments I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to know what's happening with them, their story. I go really back and forth. And when I finished Binding 13, I was like, meh. But then I gave it a few more days And I was like, no, I can't stop thinking about them. I love that book. But now that I'm reading it again, I just can't tell how I feel. And I know this has a cult following. People will probably be coming for me. I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like it. I just have my moments with it. And these are long books too. Like this is 650 some pages. The other one's long too. And there's a lot of emotional and just trigger warnings and trauma in these books. I know a lot of people preface that a lot. But it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to digest for these young people. And I think that's what like sometimes gets me about this book too, is like, these are 16-year-olds and this is a lot and it's heavy. I will continue reading it. I don't know. So the next book is Saving Six, Redeeming Six. Is that about Gibbsy? I don't even know. So I'm excited to get maybe a different point of view and see if things pick up. I still have 50% of this book left to go, so maybe my feelings will change. I'm enjoying it right now though. Like we're not at a point where I'm DNFing it. I just don't know sometimes how I always feel about it, if that makes sense. But anyways, you guys, I'm loving my new setup. It's so cozy, it's so fun, and I can't wait to continue making videos in this space. If you saw my last video, remember I started a Bookstagram account. So if you are on Instagram, you need another person to follow to talk books, please give me a follow at Brianna W. Reads. Keep liking my videos, subscribe if you can, comment. I love all the feedback. It's just super fun. I am so glad that I've gotten into reading this year and just been creating these spaces. It means so much to me, and it's just brings so much joy to my life. So thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.